A, Team B approach consists of two separate analytic teams which work to contrast two competing hypotheses. The Team A, Team B analytic technique recognizes the possibility that there can be two equally strong perspectives on an issue and works to clarify them. It is important to remember that the Team A, Team B approach is different from the devil advocacy approach. With the latter, the purpose is to challenge a single dominant mindset, whereas the Team A, Team B approach is about working with two competing and equally strong mindsets.
The Team A, Team B structured analytical technique is best suited for certain situations. It is most effectively applied to intelligence questions that meet the three following criteria: have multiple viewpoints, have a lot of resources dedicated to them, and have significant implications. Due to the structure of this technique, there need to be two or more competing views or opinions within the group addressing the question or the wider intelligence community. Next, the Team A, Team B technique should be used when appropriate resources can be designated to properly execute the exercise. This is necessary because it requires additional time and other resources to be dedicated to it. Because of the level of effort needed to carry out the Team A, Team B technique, it makes sense that it should be primarily used to tackle long-term, controversial, or particularly momentous issues with broad consequences.
Now we'll talk about the value that Team A, Team B adds to the intelligence community. First, this structured analytic technique by design allows for resolution of tensions between competing views among factions of analysts. The functionality of Team A, Team B gives a platform for equal attention to both arguments. This dedication to science and spotlight helps to serve and adequately explain analytic differences in the intelligence community. The structure of Team A, Team B requires lots of time and effort into research, debate, and resolution, and thus creates efficient means of learning in-depth topics and key differences within the intelligence community and/or policymakers. Lastly, a snake can help in reducing bias. Trying to determine merit of each cannot value options may not have previously considered. Placing analysts on teams advocating for something they do not usually support creates awareness of their bias and expands their knowledge of the other side.
Here we have an example of an intelligence question that could be answered using the Team A/Team B structured analytic technique. For this question, the intelligence topic would be U.S.-Iran relations, and the intelligence issue would be Iran as a state sponsor of terrorism. So here's the question. How does Iran use foreign terrorist organizations to advance their geopolitical objectives in the Middle East? Now, there could be multiple different perspectives on this question. On the right, I have outlined just a couple examples of competing ideas. Team A's perspective could be that Iran employs non-state actors to establish broader regional political influence to unite Shia majority countries or countries with significant Shia populations together against their regional rival, Saudi Arabia. Team B's perspective, on the other hand, could be that Iran wishes to agitate and destabilize the significant U.S. military presence in the Middle East to the point where they withdraw. These two ideas should then be debated and discussed through oral presentations and questioned by a jury of peers who can provide feedback and pointers on areas of weakness and strength within the arguments. If there are more than two competing ideas, enough teams should be formed to represent all viewpoints, and the same processes should be followed.